Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Wednesday, March 10th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Wednesday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, unemployment, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so even though congressional Democrats were hopeful they'd be able to pass the reconciliation bill through the House yesterday, it is being expected that they should be able to pass it through their chamber at some point this morning. During a news conference yesterday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was confident they would have just enough votes to pass the bill, and also mentioned that Republicans will be the ones taking credit for it. In a statement, Pelosi said, quote, "In any event, all of it is excellent. All of it is fair. All of it is an opportunity for us to grow the economy by investing in the people, for the people." And I might say for our Republican colleagues who they say no to the vote and they show up at the ribbon cuttings or the presentations, that's unfortunate. As I said, they'll take some credit for it in their districts. Pelosi went on to say that it's hard for her and other Democrats to understand how Republicans can possibly vote against the bill because it has such an impact on their constituents. Republicans, on the other hand, are firmly against this bill because, in their words, they believe that this bill is a Trojan horse for socialism. They look at the bill and, in their eyes at least, see that so much of it has nothing to do with the virus and that much of the money is for the years ahead. So that's why we can expect this bill to pass along party lines, with most or all Democrats voting for it and all Republicans voting against it. Fortunately for Democrats, they don't need a single Republican approval in order to muscle this bill through the House, as they do have a majority in their chamber. From there, after Democrats in the House pass the bill today, it'll be raced off to President Biden's desk for him to sign the bill into law. With the federal unemployment insurance benefits expiring in just 4 days, it'll be vital to get this done by the end of this weekend. Of course, at this point, unfortunately, many states may have their residents see a short lapse in their benefits, as they may need time to code in the new changes. This is according to some unemployment experts who say they probably needed to have this bill passed by Valentine's Day in order to prevent a lapse by any states. One unemployment expert and policy advisor for Employ America, Elizabeth Pancotti, said, "This process can take some states about 4 to 5 weeks or more. I think everybody is expecting a couple weeks of chaos where workers may not get payments on time. But we think it will be a shorter delay and for fewer workers and fewer states." One example of this from the last relief bill is Wisconsin, where they still haven't issued extra benefits to some of their residents from the last package that was passed all the way back in December. So, let's hope that we don't see too many states struggle to make the necessary changes from this bill. On top of those changes, over the next few weeks, we can expect the IRS and Treasury Department to begin offering guidance on the new rules for receiving the money you paid in for the first $10,200 you may have received in unemployment benefits from last year. So, if you received any amount of unemployment income in 2020, I would strongly recommend that you hold off in submitting your tax returns, even though you only have 5 weeks left to do so. If you've already filed your tax returns for this year, more than likely, you will need to go back and file an amended return in order to receive this money back. Before doing this, of course, you will need to make sure that this bill is already signed into law. Again, as mentioned, this bill could be signed into law either later today or at latest at some point this weekend. Let's wait and see. Once this bill is signed into law, the unemployment insurance benefits will also be extended through September 6th at $300 per week. Even though originally they were set to be extended at $400 per week through the end of August, in the end, even though they did get extended for 1 more week, they were reduced down to $300 weekly. So it should be interesting to see how our unemployment situation goes come June or July of this year. If we are still seeing inflated unemployment, then it may be necessary for lawmakers to make one last extension in another relief bill, perhaps their one revolving around infrastructure, to last through the end of this year. Let's wait and see. As far as the timeline for the next round of direct payments go, if the bill is signed into law by this weekend, we should begin seeing the first batch of payments hit bank accounts at some point next week. During the last round of relief payments, it only took the IRS a few days to begin sending the first batch of payments, and you would think, if anything, this round should only be quicker. However, at the moment, the IRS is also processing tax returns, so it's hard saying whether or not that could cause a delay. At latest, President Biden said that the majority of Americans should receive the $1,400 checks by the end of March, so no worries, these payments are definitely coming soon. In the meantime, while we wait for the House to pass the bill today and for President Biden to sign it into law, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can. Both of those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to. I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of this video, which is from Mariel. Mariel says, "What should I do about my missing dependent payments? I never got anything for my 1-year-old." Okay, thank you so much for your question, and first off, I'm very sorry that you never received any of the payments for your 1-year-old dependent. In this case, what you can do since you never received them is claim an $1,100 credit on the tax returns that you filed this year. This $1,100, of course, is the combined amount that you should have received for your dependent so far in relief payments. This way, even though you never received the money, you'll still get it in the form of a tax refund. Okay, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Claude. Claude says, "My friend is married. He works, but his wife doesn't work and stays home with their kids. He makes an adjusted gross income of $125,000 per year. Will he get $2,800, $14,000, or nothing at all?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, and in this case, he would be receiving $2,800 combined between him and his wife, in addition to $1,400 for each of his kids. So, if he has 2 kids, then in total, he would be receiving $5,600. On top of that, he would also be receiving an increased child tax credit, where the IRS would attempt to send payments out on a monthly basis. In total for this year, your friend's family should either be receiving $3,000 or $3,600 per child, depending on their child's age. If their child is younger than the age of 6, then they'll be receiving $3,600 in total this year for that child alone. If both children are under the age of 6, then they'll be receiving $7,200 this year alone in child tax credit payments. This, of course, will be on top of the direct payments they'll be receiving as well. Alright, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Victor. Victor says, "Good morning, Josh. Do you think these stimulus checks are going to be garnished, or are they going to be like the last $600 where they garnished nothing? Is it going to be the same?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, and this time around, many payments are not going to be garnished. For example, for those with past due child support, they will not have their payments garnished. Also, if you owe federal or state income taxes, or have any other debts owed to federal agencies, you'll also be protected from garnishment. However, unfortunately, if you have any debts with private creditors, then you won't have any protections from garnishment this time around. Okay, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Levi. Levi says, "Good morning, Josh. I was wondering, because my daughter turned 17 in April, will I only receive the extra income credit from January until her birthday?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, Levi. And actually, in your case, you'll be eligible to receive the full $3,000 from the increased child tax credit. This is because this time around, the child tax credit includes 17-year-olds as long as they're still 17 on December 31st of this year. Since your daughter will be turning 17 in April, she'll still be young enough in order for you to qualify for these payments throughout the year. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood, just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you can buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.